very much. I was our best friend. It's kind of hard. It's kind of tough to get over.
Yeah, he's a cool person, a nice outgoing person, always like learning new things. He just loved being around the kids, watching the little kids grow up and play. He loved the kids so much, he always talked about himself being a father, how he always wanted to have a kid himself. And yeah, we miss him a lot.
Me and Marquita became really good friends as we were teenagers, and Justin was like a brother to me. Getting the news of Justin's death was like the worst thing that could ever have happened to our community. We were all torn. It was just so hard for us to all take in. Even to this day, it's still hard to believe that Justin didn't make it home.
I'm Justin Davis' god sister. I've known him since I was 7 years old, almost 20 years. What I can remember about Justin, very smart, intelligent, always made me laugh. And my godmother, which is Justin's mom, had a dance team, and she used to take us everywhere to dance and keep us out of trouble. Me and Justin was very close. We went to the same school, we rode the same bus. We were two peas in pods. Every time we heard Jiminice, we heard Justin.
I am Uncle Jay's, I am Justin's niece, and he's my uncle. What I liked about him was that he was a great loving person. He had a great personality. Everybody loved him. He just filled the room with laughter, and he had a great smile. Whenever you saw a smile, you could just smile back with a grin. And a great first time I found out he was dead, I couldn't deal with it. It was hard to. I just loved him. He was great, and it was hard with him not being here for me. It was a change in my life. Justin would play with us a lot. It's different with him gone. We had no one to play with. He would give us piggyback rides. Sometimes he would take us to the park. It was fun with him here. And sometimes he helps Maya do her homework.
I'm Justin's cousin. Justin was my favorite male cousin.
Jay, he was a real chill person. I don't know, it's still hard. I always thought that he would still be here now to be able to see me growing up, to see me graduate from high school.
Hi, my name is Kiana. I'm Justin's god sister, younger god sister. And this is Justin. I named him after my god brother. Justin had a way of talking to you to where it's like where you get to like really be comfortable, understand him, and like he was just a cool person to be around. He liked to box. He liked to show people around the neighborhood how to box, which was kind of cool. I like when we had our times outside, we used to play box with the neighborhood kids, but how it feels for somebody that you love and care about to just one day be gone. I mean, it's a very emotional feeling. It hurts. It's pain throughout the family, throughout the friends, throughout anybody that's close to that particular person.
I'm Shakira. I grew up around the South Side with Justin, and I've known him since I was in elementary school. He's a very good guy. I got to know him as I got older. I had a little crush on him. I tried to further things, but he seen me as more of a little sister. So, he was like, I see you grow up, I fought the little boys off of you, So, he was still a great guy. He respected me and respected all the women around the South Side. He always was there for us. He was there for his peers, and a lot of people actually looked up to him, very much so. A lot of people went into boxing because he was boxing. He did a lot around the South Side. He participated in the rec activities. We were always together. And miss him so much.
Hi, my name is Sean. I am Justin's god brother, but I've always called him my little brother because I've known him a great part of his life. I first met Justin when he was 5 years old, back in '93. His mom and my mom went to separate churches, but we always fellowshiped together. And so I was drawn to his family. And then later his mother became my godmother. So that's how I met him. When I found out about his death, I really took it really hard. I almost didn't want to live. It just took a toll. Since I've known him since he was 5, I watched him grow up, mature into a fine young man. Sure, he's made mistakes. He wasn't perfect by any means, but he had a beautiful spirit, beautiful heart, beautiful personality. Just anybody that was around him just was drawn to him. You know, he had a glow and a uniqueness about him. No matter if anybody met him, you met him one time, you just, you fell in love with him because he just was that type of person. He was a guy that, you could count on. He had your back. He was with you, through thick and thin. And that's what I love. I was later informed that Justin was doing drugs. I didn't really know all that entailed or the seriousness of it all. And I saw him. He carried himself pretty well. I didn't see that side of him. So I think to me it was more so a shock than anything because I'm like, wow, you have this wonderful kid and he gets exposed and caught up in something that he should have no business doing.
Justin. Thinking about Justin brings back a lot of memories of watching him in the neighborhood with the guys, just clowning, being him. Never had nothing mean to say to anybody about anything. Always well-mannered, always spoke. Some mornings I get up and catch Justin sitting outside eating a piece of chicken sitting on the front porch. Justin's my baby, and I miss him dearly. And hearing the news about what happened to him devastated me. It took me a long time to be able to come to grips with what happened to him because I had it happen to myself and my family with my brother. So I know how his mom feels.
I just want to say, I love him, I cherish him, and if he was right here today, I would give him the biggest hug and kiss in the world. He was too beautiful to go right there, and that's what I say. I love him.
Justin Davis, since we was maybe about 8 years old, we used to go to each other's house, Justin was just a real nice dude. He was misunderstood a lot, I thought, He had a lot of problems, more difficult problems than the average kid growing up, and he was just a strong person, man. And
I moved down to Old Town West, aka the South Side, when I was 12 years old, and Justin was actually the second person I met down here. And he was a little bit older than me, but he introduced me, and he brought me in like I was his own brother. And ever since then, me and him have been so close. We talk every single day, and I miss him dearly. I really do, and I wish he was here right now. Beyonce told me the news. I honestly didn't believe it, and I told him it wasn't funny, and I heard in his voice that he was serious, and I remember I dropped the phone and I ran upstairs and I cried. I still can't believe he's gone to this day. I think Justin could have been one of the best boxers that this world have ever seen. Personally, I've seen him in action, I've seen him in action, just put it like that, and trust me, it was, he wasn't nobody you wanted to mess with, trust me, with the boxing thing. And my, Ricky, he actually has a boxing tattoo saying, "Rest in peace, Justin." And Justin could have honestly been anything he wanted in the world because he was a smart guy. Like, he could articulate things like that. Justin, rest in peace to you. I love you, brother. I swear I think about you every day. And I know you're up there in the heavens with God. And my time will come soon.
Spent quite a bit of time with Justin and Marquita. And Justin was, he seemed like a little quiet little boy. But when I was away, you know, he would be playing. And I could hear him always playing in the room with my kids, always laughing and wrestling or, you know, playing the video games. Just, they were always just having such a good time. As Justin got older, he was still always that cheerful young man, always respectful. Every time he would see me, "Hey, Sister Marion," I could still hear him saying, "Hey, Sister Marion, how you doing?" So he became really close with my kids. They pretty much grew up together. And I remember his hugs. You know, he always gave the best hugs. Such a handsome boy, young man. And I really love being around Justin. And he always made me feel loved. You know, he had that gift where he just made you feel loved, even with his smile. He started using drugs, but he did still remain quiet. You know, he kept a lot of stuff inside, but I could see the change in him. You know, he seemed more depressed, not like his cheerful self. And I remember one day he came to me and he was asking me what did I think of him. And I told him, I said, "Justin, you are a very special young man. You just don't know it. You know, you're so handsome, you're talented, you're gifted, and you have so much going for you, but you just don't know it." And because he thought, I don't know, I guess because he had started using drugs, he thought that I was thinking badly of him. But I never thought badly of Justin. I knew that he was just hurting inside. And that's why he turned to drugs. For a lot of young people, I just want to tell you, you know, drugs are not the answer. God is the answer. Life is hard. There are challenges, you know. A lot of hurtful things happen to us in life. And I don't know why, but all I know is that God is always there to help. Justin, I just want to say that I love you and I miss you, and I know that you're with God now.
I met Justin when he was 3 years old. They moved into my neighborhood, and Justin was a quiet young man. I always thought Justin was a shy little boy, and one day I went into their home, and he and his mother were in the dining room, and I heard him joking around with her, and he didn't know I was there. So when he came into the other room, he looked surprised to see me, but I let him know, "I've already heard you." As Justin grew, he was charming. He was always a charming young man. You felt comfortable around Justin. I was talking with his mom, and she was telling me about some of the things that Justin was going through in school. And in some of the things that she told me, I was looking for Justin to be angry or hurt. But when I would see him, he was still charming. He still had the smile on his face. He still had the big hug that I would always get from him when I see him. And if his mother hadn't have told me what he was going through, I would have never known it. That's just how Justin was. He internalized things. If you didn't know better, you wouldn't know that anything was wrong with you. He was such a special person. It's sad that Justin lost his life, but we lost. Justin encouraged you when you were down. There are times he didn't have to say anything. He would just give you a smile, and that would lift you up. I miss having conversations with him. There were some things that we would discuss, and Justin went so deep. He was a deep thinker.
My name is Tania, and Justin ever since I can remember. His mom is my mom's mom, what you could say. So that makes him my uncle. And he was such a sweet, kind-hearted, young, handsome man. Like, there's no way anybody could dislike him because he was so genuine. And I will always remember his hugs because they were so welcoming and tight. And then the smell, like, he smelled so good. Like, I will never forget it. And when I was little, I will always remember him tickling me to death till I almost pee myself. Like, he was just so fun. And like other people, like everybody, we have our flaws and our challenges that we go through in life. And I could never really tell because he was always smiling and happy. But now that I hear all the things, I would have never thought that he was going through all that stuff. But he's in a good place now, and we will never forget. He will always be in our heart.
At the time when I met Justin, I was the center director at Nanny J. Lee Recreation Center here in Alexandria, Virginia. Justin was probably around 12 or 13 when I first met Justin in the Recreation Center. Justin would come after school. He would come in, he would check in. He would always speak to me or give me a hug in a very respectful way. At that time, all the young men lived on the south side and they lived in the neighborhood and they had been attending the rec. And so I was sort of a newcomer in the rec, but they accepted me, looked at me as like a second mom, and gave me the utmost respect in the building as I would try to make sure that they left there with healthy choices. Another big part of this particular group in Justin, who used to take the lead, is that every time I would ask for volunteers, Justin was always there saying, "Miss Janie, I'll volunteer, Miss Janie, I'll help you. And that always put a big smile on my face because I never had to want for anything when I was in that building because those young men would always be there for me and to volunteer to help out with the younger kids, or if I needed something moved or anything that I needed, they were always there. I heard in the community about Justin, but I never saw any other way that Justin would display himself. He came into the center again, I can say. He was always respectful. I also respected his mom because his mom was a volunteer / worker also that was in the center, sometimes would bring added pressure to Justin, but he would still participate. I remember when we did a play, he still was a part of that play. He still participated even though his mom was directing it and leading it.
I've known Justin, I can't even remember how young, but my man, he was just a courageous person. He had little problems going on trying to be acceptable. He was playing basketball real good, football. I mean, I'm real proud of the man for what he has done because he's accomplished a lot for where he was. Then he got into boxing, and then I was like, oh man, just keep going, doing your thing, man. Because like I said, at one time he was more so on the shot side. Always got love. Always got love. Big time this. I can't even express how much Jay has missed. Can't come in this rec, and none of the guys that used to be here cannot bring him up in some format. About, yeah, I remember when he used to turn around and be here, he was real. So, big props up to you, Jay. Peace and love. Rest in peace.
My name is Rodney Bates. I'm the assistant director here at Nanny J. Lee. I remember Justin when I first came here. He helped us out a lot while he was here. He would pretty much help us out with a lot of activities that we have, the haunted house. He helped us with the building, helped us with the inside the haunted house, doing activities. For us, helping Frank out with a lot of things, programs. Just a nice, good, quiet kid. But we always remember his boxing. He told me that I remember when he first talked about boxing. He said, "Yeah, Mr. Bates, rubbing his chin. I box. So I don't want to hurt them, but they talking about guys that try to mess with him. He said, I don't want to hurt them because they come at me, I box and I knock them out. I said, no, you sure you box? And one of the other guys said, yeah, Justin box. He don't take no joke. So they know just how far they could go with him. But if Justin get upset, kind of move back and don't mess with him. But he pretty much was pretty quiet. Nice kid. Nice guy. I'm gonna miss him.
I met Justin at the rec. He was all at the rec, you know what I'm saying, cooling, fooding, playing basketball, playing football. And he was a giving person. He'll push you, even if he didn't have it, he'll try to make a way for you to have it. Even if he didn't have it, you know what I'm saying?
He was just that type of
dude.
dude.
He was just that type of dude. He'll try to make a way.
Man came by here and just, I don't know if you remember, so I remember this. A van came by here and said they had a studio and everything, you know what I'm saying? And the number was on,
he called
on
us
the
that
side
right
of it.
He called us on
got
three-way.
the number, he called us on three-way, like, bruh, you have to get in the studio, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a gift. Like, he was really telling us that. Y'all got a gift.
He
Y'all
said,
better
bro,
not
I'm
waste
going to call
it.
the person right now.
You know
He
what
said,
I'm
we're going to go to the studio. He said, I just seen the number. I wrote it down on a piece of paper and everything.
Like, I couldn't believe it. But, like, he really wanted us to follow our dreams.
Yeah. All right, I got you.
Like, and that's why, I respect him. That's why I love him. I love him to death.
Yeah.
And I miss him. We miss him. And it's not the same.
Yeah, things will never be the same. But he know he's in a better place.